शलाकया चक्षुः उन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनो अभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुक्तपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं अग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं अद्वैतं अवधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। नम ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामीन इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामिने गौरतुषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगतपते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. So, welcome all devotees. Thank you for coming on time. And I think some devotees are still joining. Okay. So, while devotees are joining, we can do some revision from yesterday. So, we can do maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So, devotees can raise hand and share what we discussed yesterday. If possible, you can do sequentially. Okay. Yeah, whatever points you like, you can share. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji. Amrish Prantu.
Fuji, one point which was like very appealing to me yesterday was
Mm-hmm.
that when we say about continuously practicing, it doesn't mean every second; it means every day.
Hmm.
So that was a very hope-giving, like a statement for me.
Yeah, correct. When I also heard it was like that only, yeah. Otherwise, it was written that the sadhakas will lose faith in the process of sadhana bhakti. Mm. Thank you, Praji. Okay, anybody else want to share? Point? Yes, Bro. Yeah, Mahadev, Bro, please go ahead.
Continuous with the same point. The whole slokas, the meaning of this Anyabhilashta Sunya, that whole slokas, the meaning I understood, and I feel that we should not be offend other devotee also, because all are doing the like same pure devotional service, or they are practicing
We
the
should
same.
not be what? We
We
should
should
not be
not
what?
do the Vaishnava opera to other devotee by
Ah,
judging and all these things.
judging. Yes,
That,
yes, yes.
that for this for this
Correct.
for this purpose, this will be very very useful slokas. Thank you.
Okay. Yes, very good. Thank you, Praji. Yes, Ashish, Bro.
So we learned about Vedic Bhakti, what is called Vedic Bhakti,
Yes, yeah.
and, uh, and then Bhava Bhakti also. So that how what is called Vedic Bhakti and what is Sadhana Bhakti. How
Hmm.
what is the percentage of Prarabdha getting destroyed by Vedic Bhakti and then by Sadhana Bhakti and then by pure devotional service.
Hmm. Okay.
That's all.
Thank you, Praji. Sangeeta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. We
Hare
talked
Krishna.
about the definition of pure bhakti. We saw that shloka of Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavritam. So you gave the example Anukulyena, means with pleasing attitude to Krishna. You gave the example of Yashoda Maya, that Yashoda Mata kept the Krishna down when the milk was boiling, but it was pleasing to Krishna. And another, demons are fighting with Krishna, but they are not pleasing the Krishna. Hari Bol. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Yes, Mataji. I think we lost Prabhuji. Disconnected.
Oh, okay.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Right. Yeah, seems my data is less. So I'll keep my video off. But yeah. So yes, Mataji, continue. So basically describes about anukulyana, favorable
Ah.
attitude. Yes, thank you.
So you gave two examples yesterday. Anukullena means with pleasing attitude to Krishna. So first example given was Yashoda Maiya kept the Krishna down to save the milk, but it was still pleasing the Krishna. While the
Correct.
demons who are fighting with Krishna, but they are not pleasing the Krishna. So that
Oh,
was Anukullena with pleasing attitude. Haribol. Haribol.
Krishna, are you able to hear?
Yes, we are able to
Yes.
hear, but did you hear me?
Hi, I heard you. I heard you. Yeah, but my voice is breaking or what?
No, it's fine, Prabhuji, right now.
Fine, na? Okay, yeah, yeah. Yes. Anything else you want to share, Mataji?
Then we talked about Jnana Karma mixed devotional service. First, we talked about the pure devotional service, in which needs four things: continuous service with pleasing attitude, unobstructed, and no other desire than pleasing Krishna. So we talked about anarthas and abhilasha also. Anartha means which is unwanted desires, and abhilasha is goal for which we are actually hankering. So our goal is Krishna prema, and
Yeah.
abhilasha can be bhakti or mukti, but we are mainly focusing on bhakti.
Bhakti or what? Mukti?
Abhilasha you talked about, no?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
can
Means
be two
yeah,
types,
somebody can
bhakti
desire
or mukti.
liberation. Okay, somebody can bhukti, not bhakti.
Okay,
Yeah,
mukti,
yeah.
sorry.
But that see, abhilasha means that which is one's goal. So there can be some people who may want to enjoy, so that is bhukti, going to Swarga, or it can be somebody wants liberation, then they will go to Brahman, and there can be devotees who have goal of going to spiritual world. So mainly these three types of desires are there. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So devotees give up first to Swarga and moksha, liberation basically. They don't want to go to Brahman. Yeah, okay, yeah. Yes, Mati, continue. You want to say anything else?
One point
Yeah,
just.
yeah.
Like in Bhagavatam 2.1.5, the instructions are given for the person who is practicing bhakti.
Vaidhi sadhana. Yes. Yeah.
And the same point Prabhuji said, Amrishman Prabhuji, Satatam means not actually at every second, but every day. So it
Okay.
was
Yeah.
mentioned in 1.2.8 Padma Puran.
Correct. Correct. Yeah. 1.2.8 is Shloka from Bhaktivedanta Sindhu,
Bhagavatam. Rasamrus, Bhakti
Bhakti
Rasamrus.
Samaya Sindhu, where Rupa Goswami is quoting from Padma Puran. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Anything else you want to share?
Shall I continue if somebody, means I have.
We can hear from other devotees.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Hari Bol.
Yeah. Anish Pro. Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So we analyzed our goal of bhakti by studying the shlokas of Kapil Dev in the third canto 29th chapter. So we saw what is tamasic, sattvic, and rajasic, and what is uttama bhakti, which is beyond the three gunas.
Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
So we saw that our goal and our anarthas are two different things. Like we may desire sometimes to have enjoyment, but that's not our goal. That is because of our anarthas.
Correct.
So
Yes.
we are actually in a way following Anya Abhilashita Shunyam, as our goal is Krishna Prem.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Sanatan Gopal Prabhu.
Related point, Prabhu, that state of being free from all desire other than one's goal. That point was very striking to me. That what exactly it means when we say Annavilasita Sunyam. So that's very clear that it's all about following one's goal, but all other desires that one may have, we should try to get free from all of them. Yes, so
Yeah,
that's the only point I wanted to add.
yes, yes. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
brother.
Prabhuji. Okay, so that was told in with respect to Anyabilashita. The word ita or ta is joined there. Yeah, so that reflects to the state. Okay, yes, thank you, Prabhuji. Okay, anybody else want to share what we discussed yesterday? Somebody can share from Radharaman Goswami's commentary what just maybe 1 or 2 points. Somebody can share that. Many devotees are yet remaining, those who have not shared. So after 2-3 classes, we will see if there are only few devotees who always share. Then we will not allow them to share and ask randomly some devotees. So that everybody is alert and nobody thinks that sharing points is the job of these 5 people. Okay. So somebody want to share from the uh, Radharaman Das Goswami's commentary, few points, what we discussed. Yeah, Tejashri Mataji. Yeah, I think yesterday I was supposed to send the notes, but I have not sent because I lost the connect to that WhatsApp group. And again, WhatsApp group, the BVRV WhatsApp, it has logged out from my laptop. So only if I go back to Pune now, I can log in through that mobile. So I could not post it in that group. So maybe tomorrow only I can do. Yes, Mataji, yeah, Tejashri Mataji, please.
Uh, just one of the point, Prabhuji. Bhakti, we can get it by sadhu sangha or devotees. Even though we are reading book or listening lecture, still it is given by some devotee. So bhakti we can get by sadhu sangha only.
Yes, yes, thank you. So for that, I had quoted a reference from Bhagavatam. Uh, okay, would you like to tell that? I don't know if you have noted, it's okay. Or anybody else. Yeah. I think it was 10th canto, 51st chapter. Yeah, correct. 10:51, 53. That was, yes. Thank you, Mataji. Okay. Pavan Pro, yeah.
Hare Krishna, Puja Nirvana.
Dhanutanu.
So yesterday, from the other commentary, so we discussed that the cultivation of unalloyed bhakti is never possible on a contaminated heart, means that heart which is containing the material goods. Therefore, the instruction of NY1 means the Upadeshamrita, the first Shloka, that is given here to subdue these passions, which impede the development of bhakti. These 2 points.
Actually, I could not hear properly because voice was breaking. Yeah, my internet is unstable. Okay, no problem. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. Okay. Vrajapati Gopinath Prabhu or Mataji, anybody want to share?
Prabhuji, this Anyabhilashita Sunyam, that thing,
Mm-hmm.
because of our desires are coming because of our past karma, but the main thing is our intention is not to act on it.
Correct.
Not to act on it, but our goal should be fixed on devotion. Even though the desires arises, we should not be like discouraged because of that arising because of our karma.
Mm.
Is that true? Is that okay or in other way?
No. It's correct what you are saying. It's coming from past impressions of many lifetime. But now we understood that our goal is Krishna Prem. So we want to give them up. Yeah.
Give
But
them up.
give them up in the sense not that like a impersonalist who doesn't engage any sense object in bhakti. Not in that sense, but give up in the sense that
We lost your voice now. We are not able to hear.
okay, just 1 minute. Yeah, my signal is full. Okay, let's see once more.
Yes,
Now
now
is
we
it
are.
coming?
Your
Prabhu.
voice is breaking.
Okay. So I'm saying, Mataji, that that is correct what you said. S- We can give up the sense objects in the sense that we are utilizing them for cultivating Krishna prema. Okay, and not in the sense of jnanis. They give up the sense objects completely, but we use it. We use the sense objects to cultivate bhakti. Okay, and that is sense object is not our goal, but Krishna is our goal. Is it clear?
Yes, so even though that exists, we should not be get disturbed. Even with
Ah,
bhakti, you
hmm,
also pointed out one more sloka.
ah,
If bhakti is there, everything will go away automatically. So no need of bother, like, worried about the things like that. Also, no.
yeah. So yeah, bhakti is there, then all anarthas will go away. Not everything will go away. Whatever related to bhakti, those items will be there. Yeah,
Anarthas.
anarthas will go away. Correct, correct. If everything goes away, then nothing will
Not
remain.
everything is anarthas.
Yeah, no, no. I'm just saying like that. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes.
Anything else you want to share? No? Okay.
No problem.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jai Shri Mataji, you want to share?
Actually, we say meaning of Vaidhi Bhakti that actions of Bhakti arises by teachings of scriptures, teaching from
Scriptures.
scriptures, and not from Raga. So actually, meaning of can you explain a little more the meaning of that Raga? What that includes?
What is the meaning of the word raga?
Raga, not from
Huh.
the attainment of Raga.
Yeah, rag, na? Rag word is told in Bhakti Samra Sindhu. Okay, so what I will do, I will show that shloka. Okay, but before that, I will write one phrase that's called Krishna Saukhya Artham Akhila Cheshta. Okay, so these 5 words are there. I have written in chat box. So Krishna Saukhya Artham Akhila Cheshta, that is called Raga. Okay, this is defined in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay, by Rupa Goswami. What is the meaning? Very simple meaning. Krishna Saukhya, मतलब कृष्ण की प्रसन्नता के लिए. For the pleasure of Krishna. Artham, मतलब that is the goal. With that goal in mind, Akhila. Akhil means whole, complete. Cheshta, endeavor. Okay, these 5 words you combine, that becomes Raga. Okay. Krishna Saukhya Artham Akhila Cheshta. Okay. So I will show that reference to you now from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Okay. And you can read the translation of that. Okay. Akhila Cheshta. Mm, mm. Oh, yes, okay.
Prabhuji, can you please repeat those 5 words? Krishna, Akhila, Cheshta, and
Krishna Saukhya Artham Akhila Cheshta. It is there in chat box, Mataji.
thank you.
Can you check the chat box?
Meaning or definition of Akhila is Chesta, I understand. Artham and Akhila.
Cheshta. Hmm. So, okay, I'm searching that verse. Okay, yeah. So basically definition is any person who acts in his life with this. His whole endeavor is for the pleasure of Krishna. The pleasure of Krishna. Then it is called the raga has aroused in his heart. Is it okay, Mataji? Okay. If any endeavor is there which is not for pleasure of Krishna, and it's a very high stage. It comes at the stage of bhava only, generally. Okay. Bhava Prema. So it's very high stage where one has a relationship with Krishna and his all endeavors are only for the pleasure of Lord. Then it is called the Raga. And Rupa Goswami defines it for only Vrajavasis in his book Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. He doesn't define it like Prahlad having towards Narsimha, Dhruva having towards Prishnigarbha, not like that. Only Vrajavasis having towards Nandanandan Krishna, Yashodanandan Krishna. Okay, that he has chosen to define it like that. Why? For a specific reason. You will learn in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, because he wants us to cultivate Vraj Bhakti. Okay. So rag is defined like that. Ishte swarak. Okay, one more is there. Okay, I will write that also here. Okay, ishte swarasiki parama avishtata. Okay, so this is another phrase. Okay, ishte. Ishte means for the pleasure of the Lord. Ishte. Swarasiki. On his own. Okay. So this is the shloka which I will show. Swarasiki means spontaneously, basically, without any force, without any injunction of scripture, automatically. For the Lord, automatically, Parama. Param means highest. Avishtata. Avishtata.
Hare Krishna. So we lost your voice.
Okay. Today some problem with it. Just 1 minute. Let me change the place where my mobile is there. Okay. How is it now?
There, Prabhu, it's better.
Good,
Now it's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Take it. So ishte swarasiki parama avishtata means for the Lord spontaneously swarasiki parama highest absorption, state of absorption. Avishtata. Avishta means absorb. Avishtata means state of absorption. Okay. So swarasiki parama avishta. When a person has this, then he is called to have raga. Okay. Is it okay, Mataji? And this is very high stage.
Yes.
Okay, stick. I'm sharing my screen. I got that verse. So you can have a look at it. Yes. Yes. This is Bhaktiram Sindhu 1 to 227. Okay, please read this.
Translation. Raga is defined as a spontaneous deep thirst for the object of love, bhakti, that is impelled exclusively by such a thirst is called ragatmika bhakti.
So we are focusing only on this part. That is your question, na? What is rag? Okay. So defined as
Yes, Prabhuji.
Again, your voice went, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
is it audible now?
Yes, Prabhu. Now it's okay.
Yeah, today bandwidth is low. I don't know. Yesterday was good. So, and many devotees have their videos on. So that also keeps loading on my screen. So I don't know what to do. Let's see it till when we can continue. But is this answering, Mataji, your question?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay. Anybody has any questions? What we discussed yesterday? Raise your hand in the Zoom. We can allow you to ask. Yeah. Ashish Prabhu. Yeah. You go ahead.
About what word mentioned yesterday, who is chanting the holy name? So who is Sahajiya who is chanting the holy name?
Okay. Can you repeat your question? Your voice broke for me.
Yeah. So you mentioned about Sahajiya who are chanting the holy name. What does that mean, the Sahajiya word? Who is chanting the name?
Okay. I don't remember saying yesterday like that. In what context I said? Anybody remembers or you remember? You can tell me. Where did I say that? Miss? In what context?
I think we were discussing Vadi Bhakti, so we were discussing about association. So you mentioned Sajati we should associate and Sahajiya we should not.
No, no, no. Okay. I got your point. It's not Sahajiya. I will show you that verse. Okay. Sajatiya. Jatiya. Yeah. Okay. I will show you. Will understand what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, Prabhu. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes. See here, this. Can you read this highlighted part?
Sajatiya refers to the other bhavas connected with the same rasa.
Okay. That is one thing. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So this is the definition. Okay. What is the sadhu sangha? Okay. Bhakta sangha. What is the definition? Atha sajatiya आशय स्निग्ध ठीक है श्री भगवत भक्त संगो okay association is defined as what with like minded affectionate devotees okay where was it mentioned it's mentioned in verse 91 okay and here what is done here the reference is given from first canto so just keep this in your mind Prabhu like minded and affectionate that association is called devotee association okay yes so so we will go to that verse 91 okay why it is not coming okay okay so this is yeah yes bro here only it is yeah so please read Proji here G Goswami's commentary
Bhagavat Sangi Sangha means association with the person who are attached to the Lord. Sangha means attachment, and he who constantly has that attachment to the Lord is called Sangi. Even a moment's association with the such person cannot be compared to attaining the heavenly planets. In praising association of devotees, the sages at Namisharanya so that they have also a similar desire for association of devotees. The verse is used here as an example since it acts as good instruction for others. The affectionate nature of devotees, snigdha, should be implied from the verse. One
yeah,
should
yeah
have.
no, sufficient yeah okay and Vishwanath Thakur has also explained okay but we will not go into that so I am saying Prabhuji yesterday I used this verse to explain what is sadhu sangha so I mentioned three words sajatiya satovara and snigdha okay so here two words are mentioned sajati and snigdha so I did not mention about sahjiya this in this context and as such you are saying sahjiya chanting the holy name in general I can answer they it's mentioned in the verse that what is that Shruti Smriti Puranaji Panchratrikim Vidhim Vina Aikantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpat Eva Kalpate. So that verse answers this question. And doesn't follow the scriptures accurately. Okay, he follows the scriptures for some other reason. So that is called Sajya. And even if they chant holy name, Utpat Eva Kalpate, it will create Utpat, disturbance in society. Okay, so Sajya chanting the holy name can give them some benefit, but not ultimate benefit. Okay, Proji. Does that answer your question? Okay, yeah. Amrish Pran, you wanted to say something?
I have that question, Prabhuji. Actually,
Ah,
yesterday when we discussed about that verse from 10th canto, which says that to get bhakti, we need association with devotees.
correct.
This I'm actually asking because the purpose of like attending this Bhakti Shastri that I want to get more practical points for living my spiritual life.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be more like Shastrik and all, but I want to be like how I can implement the actual mood and philosophy in my
Mm-hmm.
practical life.
Mm.
So with that, Proji, when I've asked that question, that
Okay,
when
before you ask your question, I have one question.
yes, Proji, yeah,
Should
Proji,
I ask?
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
so
Proji.
Shastra is practical or impractical?
Shastra is practical, Proji. It's practical.
Okay, yeah, okay,
Yes,
continue.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, Prabhuji, when I'm like asked that question that the purpose, like I want to like train my kids or like next generation into Krishna
Hmm.
consciousness, and for that I
Yes.
want to bring them to that Sattva platform, and for that many activities are related, like getting up early in the morning, or like doing giving arga to sun god, or like whatever Sattva activities are there. So that thing I'm thinking about. The ultimate purpose is that they should come to Krishna consciousness. But even if they don't come, like they don't take up to Krishna consciousness later on, but at least they will be on Satogod platform. So that whenever time comes, whenever a opportunity comes, it will be easy for them to take up to Krishna consciousness. And in that context, you showed me that verse that to come to Krishna consciousness, we don't need these things. We need uh, association of devotees. Uh,
Correct.
so, Pravi, when I was reading this preface, and we
Huh.
have discussed in yesterday's class also
Uh-huh.
that everywhere
Preface of which book, Project?
NOI.
Oh, okay. Yes, yes.
NOI,
Continue.
yeah. So in NOI, and yesterday also in discussions, we
Huh.
say that in all the spiritual affairs, one's first duty is to control his mind and senses.
Okay.
Unless one controls his mind and senses, one
Hmm.
cannot make any advancement in his spiritual life. And
Correct.
we also see that by chanting we take up to bhakti, but we also along with that we have this
By
four pillars
chanting,
of
we take up to bhakti is not digestible to me.
uh,
Chanting is
like
already bhakti.
yeah, chanting is bhakti. Chanting is bhakti. But then we also have these four regular principles, which are like supporting like four pillars of dharma, which
Correct.
makes us our life conducible or like easy for chanting and practicing Krishna consciousness.
Okay.
So Prabhuji, how this part I'm not able to relate that what should be then proper mood for me to train my children into Sattva activities, or should I just hanker for giving them association of devotees to become to take up to Krishna consciousness? So what should be
Hmm.
the focus like?
Okay.
It's a little confusing for me
Yes,
in that
yes,
way.
yes. What I understood, Prabhuji, see, your confusion is that at least they should be following good sattvic
Yes,
lifestyle.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
And then bhakti, it will surely take its time to
yes,
come up. Okay.
yeah,
And as they get Sukriti more and more, then they can accept bhakti, but at least the lifestyle should be proper, first of
yes.
all. Yeah.
Because with my understanding, with proper lifestyle, with proper Sattva good life, it will
Hmm.
be easy for them to take to Krishna consciousness. That's
Okay.
what my understanding is.
Yes, yes. Yeah, very much appreciated. Yes, Project. Yeah. And in general, it happens like that, then it is good. But if you see, na, bhakti doesn't follow any formula like that. Okay, formula is the right word to use. Okay, because if you see, there are so many devout people who have very asattvic background. Okay, like we have Mrigari. Okay, so all that list is there. Okay, who did not have the sattvic background. So now you may think that okay, if sattvic background is there, it's good, and surely it is good. Why? Because once he takes up to bhakti, then his baggage will be less. If you remember in the first class, I told that example. Anybody climbing the mountain, if he doesn't have sattva habits, na, he will have difficulty to practice bhakti. Again and again, bad habits will come. So my answer, Prabhuji, would be taking up to bhakti, sattvic lifestyle is not required. There are so many examples. But progressing in bhakti, sattvic lifestyle will help.
Okay.
He can easily progress. So that is my answer.
Hare
Does
Krishna,
it
Prabhuji.
answer your
Uh,
question?
Yes, Prabhu. Very clear, Prabhu.
Okay. Yes,
Very clear.
Prabhuji.
Hare
Okay.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji. Shali Mataji.
We
Yeah.
have to leave for Gundija Marjan, so we start with this because we can take these questions at the end. No? It is not
Yes,
it
yes,
is not
yes.
related with this. Means different than this topic, so we can take it at the end. We have to leave for Gundija Marjan.
Yes,
One
Mataji.
slot. Thank you very
Yes,
much.
yes, yes. Thank you, Mataji. So yeah, I think we can do 15 minutes of question answer and sharing and do the class after that. Is it okay, Mataji, if we do like that?
Yes, Prabhuji, because I stay very far and have to. It takes me half
Yeah,
an
yeah,
hour.
yeah. I understand. Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
I
sorry for that.
understand. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
So
very
we'll
much. So
start
Anish
with.
bro, can you just take care next time that after 15 minutes we start the class and don't do extra discussion. And any
Yes,
questions are
yes,
there,
sir.
we can take at the end all
Suji,
this time.
actually, yesterday many devotees were messaging me regarding like a lot of time being taken. So we can start
Lot
very
of time.
lot of time being taken in off-track discussions. Many devotees were messaging.
Yes. Yeah, I
So
also
we should
understood it.
avoid that,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because in beginning, see the style, how it is like in beginning, it takes some time to clear off the questions which is going to come ahead. So that's why I discussed that slide of pure, are we practicing pure devotional service? Because it's going to come ahead. Okay. And with that intention, with that mindset, if we read, then our reading will be more fruitful. Okay. Just like before writing the exam, one has to sharpen his pencil. Okay. So with that understanding, we discussed that, and it will be more fruitful when we discuss this. So as I have told already, Arjuneshwar Prabhu also, that this nectar of instruction is supposed to take 22 hours, but I am going to take 30 hours. Okay. So I have already taken extra time for this. So I have, because it takes some time to discuss, and it takes some time for me to discuss this pure devotional service topic, and then I start. So with that mind, I have asked him, and it is 30 hours and 8 hours extra is there. So generally we are supposed to take 22 hours, but in one class we are supposed to cover 1 hour.
Hare Krishna, your voice, Prabhuji, went again.
Yeah. So generally in one class we are supposed to cover one verse. Okay. So 22 hours, 11 verses. That is a time limit. But I have taken little extra time because I'm little slow. So yeah, just we can take care of optimum to any sharing and question answer. Okay. That will be helpful. Okay. So then we can start with verse 1, Srila Prabhupada's purport. So yesterday we had paused there. Sharing screen. Is it visible?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. So yeah, Amrish Prantu, your voice is good. Is it okay if you read?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
In Srimad Bhagavatam 6.1.9 and 10, Parishit Maharaj placed a number of intelligent questions before Sukdev Goswami. One of these questions was, why do people undergo atonement if they cannot control their senses? For instance, a thief may know perfectly well that he may be arrested for his stealing, but he may actually even see another thief arrested by the police, yet he continues to steal. Experience is gathered by hearing and seeing. One who is less intelligent gathers experience by seeing, and one who is more intelligent gathers experience by hearing. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, continue, Priji.
Okay. When an intelligent person hears from the law books and shastras or scriptures that stealing is not good and hears that a thief is punished when arrested, he refrains from theft. A less intelligent person may first have to be arrested and punished for stealing to learn to stop stealing. However, a rascal, a foolish man, may have the experience of both hearing and seeing and may even be punished, but still he continues to steal. Even if such a person atones and is punished by the government, he will again commit theft as soon as he comes out of jail. If punishment in jail is considered atonement, what is benefit of such atonement?
Yeah. Thus Parishit Maharaj inquired. Okay, please read.
The king said, okay. Sukdev Goswami tests Maharaj Parikshit and establishes the position of bhakti. The king said, though the jiva knows that sinful acts are detrimental, by seeing and hearing, he helplessly commits sin again. What is the use of atonement?
Yeah.
After withdrawing from sin, one commits a sin again. I therefore think atonement is useless, like an elephant bathing.
Yeah. Continue.
Parishit Maharaj compared atonement to an elephant's bathing. The elephant may take a very nice bath in the river, but as soon as it comes back on the bank, it throws dirt all over its body. What then is the value of its bathing? Similarly, many spiritual practitioners chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra and at the same time commit many forbidden things. thinking that their chanting will counteract their offenses. Of the 10 type of offenses one can commit while chanting the holy name of the Lord, this offense is called Namo Balad Yasahi Papa Buddhi, committing sinful activities on the strength of chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra.
Yeah. Yeah. We'll just complete this paragraph, then discuss. Okay. So yeah.
Similarly,
Please read. Yeah.
Similarly, certain Christians go to the church to confess their sins, thinking that confessing their sins before a priest and performing some penance will relieve them from the results of their weekly sins. As soon as Saturday is over and Sunday comes, they again begin their sinful activities, expecting to be forgiven the next Saturday. This kind of prayashchit or atonement is condemned by Parikshit Maharaj, the most intelligent king of his time. Sukdev Goswami, equally intelligent, as befitting the spiritual master of Parikshit Maharaj, answered the king and confirmed that his statement concerning atonement was correct.
Yeah.
A
Yeah. Please
sinful
go.
activity cannot be counteracted by a pious activity. Thus, real Priyashchit atonement is the awakening of our dormant Krishna consciousness.
Yeah.
Real
Yeah. Yeah.
atonement,
Just pause there.
yeah,
Just pause. Yeah. The paragraph ended. Just pause. Yeah. So yeah. So till now, if you have the book, you can have a look at the book also. What Prabhupada is trying to discuss is the sixth canto. Okay. So sixth canto, he has taken up this narration of Sukdev Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj. So from there, he is bringing out one very, very important point, that from bhakti, what a person can do, that one can never achieve from karma or jnana. So those of you have read this section, you can know that Sukdev Goswami, he first proposed the path of karma yoga. So that in this example, Parikshit Maharaj compares it to the elephant taking bath. Okay, if you noted that example came here. Okay, so taking up to the path of karma is like elephant taking bath. Okay, yeah, here. Manye kunjara sauchvat. This is 10th verse. So maybe you can write in your notebook or wherever. So taking up to the path of karma, Parikshit Maharaj compared it to elephant taking bath. So what is the implication? It is useless. See the word apa artham. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So basically the meaning is apartham, means prayashchitta is not very useful. Why? Because Parikshit Maharaj says one will do it again. That is path of karma. Second thing Prabhupada is explaining here is that even the path of jnana or the renunciation of sense object is also not good. Why? Because that is also not giving complete removal of the enjoyment tendency. The avidya remains basically. Okay. So for that, what Parikshit Maharaj gave example, that is not coming here, but he gave example of bamboo trees. So he told, even if you cut the bamboo tree, but it will again grow up. Why? Because the root is still there. But we did not see the root was there. You did not see, but it was inside the ground. But inside the roots are there. That's called avidya, ignorance. Okay. So because of ignorance, that will again come up. Okay. So now in this, if you see the example that Prabhupada is giving, he gave multiple examples. Okay. So three main examples he has given. First one, he is giving the example of elephant taking bath. Okay. The second example, he is giving confession in church. See here, the first line. Okay. So these are the types of atonement and uselessness of them. Prabhupada is explaining. Confession in church. And one more example he gave. Can somebody remember what example he gave? That was in the beginning.
Thief.
See
thief,
your books or yeah.
Of the thief, Prabhuji.
thief.
Thief
Yes, yes.
example. Thief
Yeah.
example.
Thief, thief and police. So even though he has seen, so he is again doing it. Okay. So basically Prabhupada categorized the whole thing into, see here. Yeah. Foolish man What is a foolish man? He has the experience of hearing and seeing both, but still he still does it. But intelligent person is who? He is one time
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji.
Yeah, we lost Prabhuji.
relief. So what is the real process for them? So that Prabhupada is explaining in the next paragraph. Yes. Please continue, Prabhuji, from the third line.
Real atonement involves coming to real knowledge, and for this, there is a standard process. When
Hmm.
one follows a regulated hygienic process, he does not fall sick. A human being is meant to be trained according to certain principles to
Hmm.
revive his original knowledge. Such a methodological life is described as tapasya.
Yeah. So Prabhupada is comparing the Krishna consciousness to the word tapasya. Tapasya here doesn't mean that austerity of Gyanis going to Himalaya. No, not that. Here tapasya Prabhupada is comparing or equating it to Krishna consciousness. Okay. So just keep that in mind for this purport. Yes, Prabhuji.
One can be gradually elevated to the standard of real knowledge or Krishna consciousness by
Hmm.
practicing austerity and celibacy, brahmacharya, by controlling the mind, by controlling the senses, by giving up one's possession in charity, by being avowedly truthful, by keeping clean, and by practicing yoga asanas. However, if one is fortunate enough to get the association of a pure devotee, he can easily surpass all the practices for controlling the mind by the mystic yoga process simply by following the regulative principles of Krishna consciousness,
Hmm.
refraining from illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, and by engaging in the service of Supreme Lord under the instruction of the bona fide spiritual master. This easy process is being recommended by Srila Rup Goswami.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. So that paragraph is ending there. So we'll just discuss this. Yeah. So what devotees can do is maybe when next time when you come, you can find out what are the four levels of intelligence Prabhupada has mentioned in this purport. Okay. So I showed you two of them already. So the total there are four types of intelligence that Prabhupada has mentioned in this two paragraphs which we read till now. Okay. So you can try to find out and then next session we can discuss that. That is short homework. Yeah. And yeah, now in this current paragraph, Prabhupada is comparing that austerity or tapasya to Krishna consciousness, and that is real atonement. That is the focus of this paragraph. And Prabhupada is saying real atonement is to come to real knowledge or to awaken one's dormant Krishna consciousness. Okay, you can have a look at your book because slides moving may be always difficult. Okay, so dormant Krishna consciousness should be awakened. Okay, and by practicing a methodical life of austerity or tapasya, that can be done. Hmm. Okay. And then Prabhupada is saying about the traditional tapasya. What it involves celibacy, cleanliness, truthfulness, mind control. Correct? See, here it's mentioned in the first line on this slide. Okay, charity and yogasanas. One can surpass these practices by the following do's and don'ts. What are the do's and don'ts? So Prabhupada is saying do's are like associating with devotees. So see the second paragraph here. Sorry, second point in this slide. It starts with what? Association. So if you see, we have been discussing how bhakti develops by association of pure devotee, and that is the first point Prabhupada is telling here. Okay. So that is most important because sadhu sangha sarva shastra ka hai. Lava matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoy. And what kind of sadhu that is? That sadhu, as we read in the commentary of Bhakti Rasam Sindhu from Jiva Goswami, that sadhu is not just any simple devotee, but he is a very, very advanced devotee whose association at given a moment we can attain Krishna Bhakti like that. Like Srila Prabhupada gave it in the West. Okay, so many people who were hippies in the West, Prabhupada could make them devotees because he elevated uh, uh, Krishna's personal associate like that. Hmm. So this is first do association with devotees. Second thing what Prabhupada is saying, engaging in Lord's service. Okay, under the direction of a bona fide guru. Okay, so that is in this at the end of this line. Okay, see the last, by engaging in the service of Supreme Lord under direction of a spiritual master. So these are the two do's here. And what not to do? One should not break the four regulative principles. What are they? Prabhupada has mentioned here: illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling. Okay, so these are the two do's and don'ts, which Prabhupada is saying is prerequisite to do what? Awakening. Okay, awakening Krishna consciousness, these do's and don'ts we have to do. Okay, okay, let's read ahead. And this by whom? Rupa Goswami. How Prabhupada is saying that Rupa Goswami has given this? Because he has given in the definition of Uttama Bhakti itself. Okay, so that is called Anushilana. That is will come in the definition of Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. When you discuss about the Anushilan word, there it will come. Acting through body, mind, and words. There, these things will come. Okay, so that's why Prabhupada is saying it's recommended by Rupa Goswami. Okay, yes, please continue, Prabhuji.
First, one must control his speaking power.
Yeah.
Every one of us has the power of speech. As soon as we get an opportunity, we begin to speak. If we do not speak about Krishna consciousness, we speak about all sort of nonsense. A toad in a field speaks by croaking, and similarly, everyone who has a tongue wants to speak, even if all he has to say is nonsense. The croaking of the toad, however, simply invites the snakes, please come here and eat me.
Mm. Yeah, continue.
Nevertheless, although it is inviting death, the toad goes on croaking. The talking of materialistic man and impersonalist Mayavadi philosophers may be compared to the croaking of frogs. They are always speaking nonsense and thus inviting death to catch them. Controlling speech, however, does
Mm.
not mean self imposed silence, the external process of mourner, as Mayavadi philosophers think. Silence may appear helpful for some time, but ultimately it proves a failure. Hare Krishna.
Please continue, Prabhuji.
By contrast, the controlled speech advocated by Srila Rup Goswami is the positive process of Krishna Katha, engaging the speaking process in glorifying the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. The tongue can thus glorify the name, form, qualities, and pastimes of the Lord. The preacher of Krishna Katha is always beyond the clutches of death. This is the significance of controlling the urge to speak.
Yes, thank you. Yeah. So again, in this paragraph, Prabhupada has started the topic of the six urges. So what is the first urge in the shloka? Vacho Vegam. Urge to speak. Urge. Okay. So for that, Prabhupada has started discussing in this paragraph. So maybe you can write down in your book. If you have the NOI hard copy, you can mention that this paragraph Prabhupada starts from the point of Vacho Vegam, urge to speak. And what examples he has given? He has given many examples actually and many points. So very first thing he is saying that the Mayavadi speech, okay, that is compared to the croaking of the frog, like that, because it invites its own death by a snake, like that, and it's useless, like that, because they will speak only those things which are against the personal philosophy. Hmm. And then another thing Prabhupada is saying about karmis. Okay, if you see the paragraph, he has mentioned a point about karmis. Materialistic stocks are not related to Krishna. Okay, so it's related to material enjoyment. So that's also coming under the urge to speak. Okay, so one is Prajalpa, then there is Karmi is speaking. Okay, then there are mundane books. He gives another example. Correct. That do not describe Lord Krishna. Okay. And if you see the Bhagavatam, that's 1.5.10. Okay, Tadvag Visargo Janatag Viplavo Yasmin Pati Shloka Badhyavatipi. So in that series of shlokas, he has compared, Shukadeva Goswami has compared all these things to the crows, assembly of crows near the dustbin. Okay, like the pilgrimage of crows. That's mundane books Prajalpa. And then there is Mauna Vrata. That is self-imposed silence. Okay, where one expresses desires for enjoyment by writing. Okay, or by thinking in the mind also. Okay, so these are the points which are example for the urge to speak. But what is actual utilization of speech that Prabhupada has told in this slide, which is there? So that is Krishna Katha. The preacher of Krishna Katha is always beyond the clutches of death. Why? Because he is glorifying the name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Okay, so that is actual control of speech. Prabhupada is saying how to control the speech is by engaging the tongue in the Krishna conscious Katha, in speaking, Kirtana, basically. Okay, so that is the point. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Yeah, yes, Prabhuji.
The restlessness or fickleness of the mind, manoveg, is controlled when can fix his mind on the lotus feet of Krishna. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Leela 22.31 says, Krishna Surasam Maya hai andhikar, yahan Krishna, tahan nahi Maya radhikar. Krishna is just like the sun, and Maya is just like darkness. If the sun is present, there is no question of darkness. Similarly, if Krishna is present in the mind, there is no possibility of the minds being agitated by Maya's influence. The yogic process of negating all material thoughts will not help.
Yeah, continue.
To try to create a vacuum in the mind is artificial. The vacuum will not remain. However, if one always thinks of Krishna and how to serve Krishna best, one's mind will naturally be controlled.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so now Prabhupada is going to the second one. What is second Vega in the shloka? So, Vacho Vegam, Manasah, Krodha Vegam, that is the first line. So, Manasah. But for if you have the shloka in front, you can understand what I'm saying. Okay, Vacho,
Praji, your
Vegam is
voice went
associated.
for a couple of seconds.
Yes, Praji?
Your
Your
voice lost.
voice lost for a
Okay,
couple of
okay.
seconds. Can you repeat?
Okay. So, I'm just saying, yeah, is it coming now?
Yes, yes.
I'm just saying, if you see the shloka, keep it in front of you. So, Vacho, with that, the word Vega is associated. Okay, and Krodha, also Vega is there, word. Jihva, also there is word Vegam associated. Udara Upastha Vega, also word is associated. Correct. Now, Manasa, the word Vega is not associated. But we have to understand that Rupa Goswami, even though not he has not kept the word there, but it is also a kind of Vega. Okay. So all the 6 types of Vega are counted in this verse. Manasa with that Vega word is not associated, but still it is a Vega. That Prabhupada is explaining in the purport in this paragraph. Okay. And what points he has mentioned? So he is saying about there are innumerable desires. If you see the beginning of the paragraph, what are the innumerable desires for? Lust, anger, greed, illusion, intoxication, envy, etc., which arise in the mind, and then mind grows.
Hare Krishna.
The vacuum. Okay, so the vacuum will not remain. Why? Because it is not based on Krishna consciousness. So vacuum will not remain. However, if one thinks of Krishna and how to serve, then that mind will be naturally controlled. Okay. So what is the implication of vacuum here? Can somebody tell what Prabhupada is telling? What is the meaning of this vacuum word?
Shunyavad, zero.
Yeah, if you see the previous line, what Prabhupada mentioned that line, yogic process. See here, of negating all material thoughts will not help. So Prabhupada is condemning not the scientific vacuum, but the spiritual vacuum. Okay. So that yogic process, like Shunyavad or even Mayavad, okay. So these are all not going to help in controlling the mind. That is the conclusion. What will help? That is Prabhupada is saying Krishna consciousness will help. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Now we'll go to the next. Yes. Yes, Prabhuji.
Similarly, anger can be controlled. We cannot stop anger altogether. But if
Hmm.
we simply become angry with those who blaspheme the Lord or the devotees of Lord, we control our anger in Krishna consciousness. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became angry with the miscreants, brothers Jagai and Madhai, who
Hmm.
blasphemed and struck Nityanand Prabhu. In his Siksha Ashtak, Lord Chaitanya wrote, Pranadapi Sunichina, Tarorapi Sahishnuna. One should be humbler than the grass and more tolerant than the tree.
Yeah. Yeah. Continue.
One may then ask why the Lord exhibited his anger. The point is
Hmm.
that one should be ready to tolerate all insults to one's own self. But when Krishna or a pure devotee is blasphemed, a genuine devotee becomes angry and acts like fire against offenders.
Hmm.
Krodh, anger cannot be stopped, but it can be applied rightly. It was in anger that Hanuman set fire to Lanka, but he is worshipped as the greatest devotee of Lord Ramchandra.
Hmm.
This means that he utilized his anger in the right way.
Yeah.
Arjuna serves as another example. He was not willing to fight, but Krishna incited his anger. You must fight. To fight without anger is not possible. Anger is controlled, however, when utilized in the service of the Lord.
Yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. So now this paragraph you can mention that Prabhupada is explaining about what? Krodha Vegam, the third one. Okay. Vacho Vegam is over. Manasah Vegam is over. Okay. Krodha Vegam he is describing. And what he is describing here? So Prabhupada is saying that anger can be controlled like previous two. What are the solution for previous two? Krishna consciousness. And you know all solution are Krishna consciousness only. All six. So Prabhupada will give different examples to convey that. But answer is only one word. One word is two words. Krishna consciousness. That is the answer for all. Okay. So now here that's why Prabhupada is saying here in the beginning of the paragraph, if you see. So Prabhupada is saying that anger can be controlled and it can be uh, dovetailed actually. If you see the paragraph, it can be dovetailed, like examples are given. But he is saying it cannot be completely stopped. That's like again Shunyavad. Okay. It cannot be stopped altogether. So then where it can be used? It can be used like three examples Prabhupada is given. Okay. For what is the first example? Lord Chaitanya. He became angry with Jagai and Madai. Not for himself, but because Nityanand Prabhu was hit on his head. Second example Prabhupada gave was Hanuman. He also utilized in Krishna consciousness. Okay. By setting fire to Lanka for a Krishna conscious purpose. Okay. And third example Prabhupada is giving is Arjuna. Also Bhima. Bhima was more angry. So they all used their anger, okay, for serving Krishna. Okay. So these all things are mentioned. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ahead. Yes. Please read, Praji.
As for the urges of the tongue, we all experience that the tongue wants to eat palatable dishes. Generally, we should not allow the tongue to eat according to its choice, but should control the tongue by supplying prasadam. The devotee's attitude is that he will eat only when Krishna gives him prasadam. That is the way to control the urges of the tongue.
Hmm.
One should take prasadam at scheduled times and should not eat in restaurant or sweet meat shops simply to satisfy the whims of the tongue or belly. If we stick to the principle of taking only prasadam, the urges of the belly and tongue can be controlled.
Yes. Thank you, Praji. Yeah. So now Prabhupada is going to the uh, other two. Okay. Jiva Vegam Okay, and Udar Vegam. Okay, next paragraph will be about the Upastha Vegam, the genitals. So here, now if you see, Prabhupada not explained much. Okay, so he has explained earlier Vacho Vegam, which is also associated with tongue. But here specifically it is about taste, the function of taste, not the function of speech. So the tongue is both Gyanendriya and Karmendriya. Okay, so Gyanendriya means to taste, to know, understand what is the taste, 6 types of taste of the food. That is Gyanendriya. Karmendriya means to do some karma or activity. What is that? Speak. So that first one, Vacho Vegam, is associated with the tongue being Karmendriya. And now taste is fourth one. That is as a Gyanendriya. Okay. Then Prabhupada is explaining that we do not allow in Krishna consciousness eating outside, means unoffered food, but we accept only prasad. And other acharyas have mentioned, Bhakti has mentioned that in his Anuvritti commentary that even prasad one accepts should not have accept too much and beyond one's need. And he should not run behind the Mahaprasad or very tasty items. Or even he has given example that one should not make arrangements for satisfying his own tongue by cooking prasad. Okay, these all things practically he has said. We don't have time, but I'm just saying the Anuvritti commentary of Bhakti Thakur has mentioned these things. So one should not cook for his own taste. Then it doesn't remain prasad. Prasad is that which is made for the pleasure of Lord and accepted as a service to the Lord. Okay. But if one has a consciousness from the beginning only that I'm going to cook for myself, but anyhow I have to offer, and Lord is like the offering machine. So through that machine, the food is processed, then it becomes prasad. If one has that consciousness, then it is not the highest offering. So one should not have that consciousness that Lord is like offering machine, and I can offer any food of my choice and then enjoy it. That is not highest level. It's good in beginning, okay, but to start with is okay, but the highest level is not that. Highest level is for the pleasure of Krishna. So if you are interested, you can read Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam Yome Bhaktya Prayachati Tadaham Bhakti Uparitam Ashnami Prayatatmana. That verse you can read the Prabhupada's purport. Okay, you will understand what I am speaking. He has mentioned very nicely that 3 conditions are there for Krishna to accept food. Okay, so what are the 3 conditions? So he says first the person should be having cleanliness maintained, cleanliness of mind, cleanliness of body. Second thing he says that he should be coming in parampara. That person should have accepted knowledge in parampara. Okay. And third thing he says that he should be punctual in offering it. These 3 conditions are met, then Krishna accepts it as bhoga and takes it as and then gives us as prasad. Okay, so that you can read Prabhupada's purport, and even Vishwanath Jodakur has mentioned these things. Okay, so yeah, so then Prabhupada is saying what one should do here, accept prasad. What one should not do, going to a restaurant and eating some food that is not good. That is not good for both tongue and belly. That's what he's saying. Okay, yes, let's go ahead. Yes, Prabhuji.
In a similar manner, the urges of the genitals, the sex impulse, can be controlled when not used unnecessarily. The genitals should be used to beget a Krishna conscious child. Otherwise, they should not be used. The Krishna consciousness movement encourages marriage not for the satisfaction of the genitals, but for the begetting of Krishna conscious children. As soon as the children are a little grown up, they are sent to our Gurukul school, where they are trained to become fully Krishna conscious devotees. Many such Krishna conscious children are required, and one who is capable of bringing forth Krishna consciousness offspring is allowed to utilize his genitals. When one is fully practiced in the methods of Krishna conscious control, he can become qualified to be a bona fide spiritual master.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. So now Prabhupada is speaking about the 6th urge, Upastha Vegam. Okay. So in that he has very nicely explained that how this can be also dovetailed. Okay. So for everyone, it may not be possible to give it up. So he has told one should use it for raising Krishna conscious children. Okay, so that example Prabhupada gives, and he says about how there are many other places where Gurukul school has been started, so that they can become fully trained, because training is very important. Okay, for the children, that he is saying now. So before we go to the next paragraph, because he is going to speak from the Bhakti Sadakur's Anuvritti commentary, so we will summarize what we discussed till now. Okay, so if you see the whole thing, Prabhupada has spoken the 6 urges with many examples and Shastric quotations also. Parikshit Maharaj section he quoted also actually. So the whole thing, Bhakti Thakur is divided into 3 parts. All the 6 urges divided in 3 parts. You can write maybe in your notes or in a book. First, he is saying is the urges related to the speech. Okay, that is Vacho Vegam. Okay, how to control? Speak Krishna Katha. Okay, and what is that Vacho Vegam? Mundane talk and mundane books. That much. And then he is saying second category is that urges of mind. Okay, that has 2 of them. One is anger. Okay, Krodha and Manaha Vegam. Both come in that urges of mind. From both mind only they both arise. Okay, when desires are unsatisfied, then anger comes. Okay, like that. So that Bhakti Thakur has explained. So Mana Vegam has two of them. Sorry, the Mana has 2 parts. One is Mana Vegam and Krodha Vegam. Both are in that only. And then urges of body. They has 3 urges. Jiva Vegam. Okay. What is Jiva Vegam? That is urge of tongue. Which urge not to speak, to taste. That one. Jiva Vegam. That is coming in the urge of body. Second urge of body is Udara Vega. The demands of belly. Okay. That is Udara Vega. And then third in the body is Upastha Vega. The urge of genitals. So in summary, speech has one of them, that is Vacho Vegam. Mind has 2, that is Mana and Krodha Vegam. And then body has 3, Jiva, Udara, Upastha Vegam. Okay, so somehow don't have my pen here, so I would have marked in the slides and told. So I hope you have noted it down. Okay, so this categorization is given. Okay, so yes, we can read this. Yes, Prabhuji.
In his Anuvritti explanation of Updeshamrita, Srila Bhakti Saraswati Thakur writes that our material identification creates 3 kinds of urges: the urge to speak, the urge or demands of the mind, and the demands of the body. When a living entity falls victim to these 3 types of urges, his life becomes inauspicious. One who practices resisting these demands or urges is called a tapasvi, or one who practices austerities. By such tapasya, one can overcome victimization by the material energy, the external potency of the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So from here, Prabhupada actually taken the point of tapasya. Okay, if you remember, Prabhupada mentioned that Krishna consciousness and equated it to tapasya, right? So that tapasya here is not directly a limb of bhakti. Okay, tapasya is not a limb of bhakti. Okay, so Shravanam, Kirtanam, all these are names of bhakti. But here, Bhakti Thakur is saying that it's very important to overcome these urges. Okay, so that's why he's saying. And yeah, please read.
When we refer to the urge to speak, we refer to useless talking, such as that of the impersonal Mayavadi philosophers,
Hmm.
or of persons engaged in fruitive activities, technically called karmakand, or of materialistic people who simply want to enjoy life without restriction. All such talks and literature are practical exhibitions of the urge to speak. Many people are talking nonsensically and writing volumes of useless books, and all this is a result of urge to speak. To counteract this tendency, we have to divert our talking to the subject of Krishna. This is explained in Srimad Bhagavatam 1.5.10 and 11.
Hmm. Okay, I will tell the shloka. You can read the meaning. Na yadvachaschitra padam harer yasho jagat pavitram pragranita karhi chet tadvaya samtirtham ushanti manasa nayatra hamsa niramanti ushikshayah.
Works whose attractive verses do not sing at all the glories of the Lord, which purify not only the author but the whole world, are considered by the devotees who have captured the mind of Lord to be the place of crows in which the swines living in the pleasant lakes take no enjoyment at all. Even poetic works should be condemned if they are devoid of glorification of the Vasudev.
Hmm. Yeah. तद्वाग्विसर्गो जनताघ विप्लवो यस्मिन् प्रतिश्लोकमबध्यवत्यपि नामानि अनन्तस्येष्वङ्कितानि यत् शृण्वन्ति गायन्ति गृह्णन्ति साधवः.
The use of words in which, though not perfectly composed, there are the names of Lord and descriptions of his glories which devotees hear, sing, and again receive, destroys the sin of all people. Verse summary. On the other hand, scriptures glorifying the Supreme Lord, even though improperly composed, are heard, sung, and accepted by purified men.
Hmm. Read this.
The reason is that only when we talk about devotional service to the Supreme Personality of Godhead can we refrain from useless, nonsensical talk. We should always endeavor to use our speaking power solely for the purpose of realizing Krishna consciousness.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Yeah. See, little bit technical terms are going to come in the next paragraphs. So before we go into the technical term, we will just summarize what we discussed till now. So, Bhaktivedanta Thakur's Anuvritti commentary, Prabhupada is quoting here, and in that,
Hare Krishna,
he,
Prabhuji.
yes, Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, anything you want to say, Prabhuji? Okay. So before we go ahead, we will summarize here what till now what we discussed. So Prabhupada is quoting from the commentary of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, Anuvritti commentary. Okay, and he is saying about these three categorizations. If you see, the first line was that. Yeah, correct. See, here identification creates the urge to speak, the urge or demand of the mind, and demands of the body. So till now, Bhaktivedanta Thakur has spoken only about urge to speak. Okay, demands of mind will be told in the next slides when we go. So in that, the first thing he's saying about tapasya, and then he is also saying this mundane literatures, all these things, which Prabhupada also gave example. Mayavadi philosophers also, that also Prabhupada gave example. So he has spoken from here. Okay. And conclusion, Prabhupada, as he told, Krishna consciousness is the conclusion. Same thing, Bhaktivedanta Thakur also is saying. Okay. Yeah. Please read this about Manasa Vegam now. Yeah.
As for the agitations of the flickering mind, they are
Hmm.
divided into two categories. The first is called avirodha priti or unrestricted attachment, and the
Hmm.
other is called virodh yukta krodh, anger arising from frustration.
Yeah. Yeah. So here, uh, the first one, Avirodha Priti, is unrestricted attachment. Okay. That is attachment of the mind. Okay. That is related to Mana Vegam. So please note down in your book or wherever. So Avirodha Priti is Mana Vegam. And Virodha Yukta Krodha, that is Krodha Vegam. Okay. That technical term will be used by Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur. But you have to understand Avirodha Priti is Manasa Vegam and Virodha Yukta Krodha is Krodha Vegam. Yes, Prabhuji, continue.
Adherence to the philosophy of Mayavadis, belief in the fruitive results of the Karmavadis, and beliefs in plans based on materialistic desire are called avirodh priti.
Yeah, so means what? It is mental. It's a desire, the urge of the mind. These all things. Yeah, read ahead.
Jnanis, karmis, and materialistic plan makers generally attract the attention of conditioned souls. But when the materialists cannot fulfill their plans and when their devices are frustrated, they become angry. Frustrations of material desires produces anger.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So that we discussed also that material desires when they are not fulfilled, then that produces anger. Yeah. So what examples he gave? The Gyanis, Karmis, materialists, they cannot fulfill their plans always. So they become angry. They become angry. Yes. How to control that anger? Yes. Now he will tell. Yes. Please read.
Similarly, the demands of the body can be divided into three categories: the demands of the tongue, the belly, and the genitals. One may observe that these three senses are physically situated in a straight line as
Hmm.
far as the body is concerned, and that the bodily demands begin with the tongue. If
Okay.
one, yeah,
Yeah. Continue. Continue.
okay. If one can restrain the demands of the tongue by limiting its activities to the eating of prasadam, the urges of the belly and the genitals can automatically be controlled.
Yeah. So yeah, just previous thing. So this can be controlled. Whatever the discussion was coming previously. Okay, the Manasa Vegam can be controlled by Krishna consciousness. Okay, so that Bhakti Thakur is going to tell later at the end of this whole section. Okay, here he is started to describe about the bodily urges. Till now was urges of the tongue. Sorry, tongue will come in this urge of the speech.
Mana.
Sorry, and now he is going to describe about the urges of the body, and then at the end we will conclude it. So bodily urges. Now he is giving some examples. So he is saying it begins with the tongue, and he has given one very important point that these three things lie in one straight line. Obviously, that is demand of the tongue, belly, and genitals. So that is what Prabhupada has highlighted from Bhaktivedanta Thakur's commentary. And then he is saying that first step is that body demands begin, and which is like voracious and uncontrollable, and then leads to unrestrained accepting of prasad also. Okay, unrestricted accepting. Okay, and then it leads to other two. Okay, udara and upastha. Yes. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur has said in this, as we everyday sing the
Sharira
prasadam prayers.
Vidya, Sharira
Yeah, everybody
Vidya
knows. I think.
Chal,
Yeah, we'll just read the
Surindriya
meaning.
Saikar. Yeah.
Yeah, please read.
O Lord, this material body is a lump of ignorance, and the senses are a network of paths leading to death.
Hmm.
Somehow or other, we have fallen into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. And of all the senses, the tongue is the most voracious and uncontrollable. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world. But you, dear Krishna, are very kind to us. You have sent this nice prasadam to help us conquer the tongue. Therefore, let us take this prasadam to our full satisfaction and glorify your Lordship, Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love call for the help of Lord Chaitanya and Prabhu Nityananda.
Yeah. So that is the meaning of this prasadam prayer. Yeah, you read it, Proji?
There are six kind of rasas, taste, and if one is agitated by any one of them, he becomes controlled by the urges of the tongue. Some persons are attracted to eating of meat, fish, crabs, eggs, and other things produced by semen and blood and eaten in the form of dead bodies. Others are attracted by eating vegetable, creepers, spinach, or milk products, but all for the satisfaction of tongue's demand. Such eating for sense gratification, including the use of extra quantities of spices like chili and tamarind, is to be given up by Krishna conscious persons.
Hmm. Yeah, read.
The use of pan, hatak, betel nuts, various spices used in pan making, tobacco, LSD, marijuana, opium, liquor, coffee, and tea is indulged in to fulfill illicit demands. If we can practice accepting only remnants of food offered to Krishna, it is possible to get free from Maya's victimization. Vegetables, grains, fruits, milk products, and water are proper foods to offer to Lord, as Lord Krishna himself prescribes. However, if one accepts prasadam only because of its palatable taste and thus eats too much, he also falls prey to trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue.
Yeah. Some little similar we discussed. Okay, we'll summarize what we discussed in long. So here, yeah. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he is saying, as Prabhupada is quoting him, so these bodily demands begin with the tongue and gradually goes to belly and genitals. And what is the solution? Solution is accepting prasad. So what is the reference? Sharira, Avidyajal, Jadindriya, Tahikal. That whole thing Prabhupada quoted. That is a song of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He is saying that Krishna bada dayamay karibare jivha jay. So Jaya, he can do Jaya over Jihva. Okay, what? Krishna Prasad. One can win over the tongue. Okay, so that is the solution. And then Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying that any of the six tastes can create an agitation for the tongue. Okay, what are six tastes? Sweet, sour, bitter, pungent, salty, and astringent. Correct. So any of these six can bring the agitation of the tongue, and which can lead to the agitation of belly and genitals. Okay, that is the point. So what are the different examples that he has given? So some people eat dead bodies. Okay, meat eating. Many examples he gave. Some people eat intoxicants. So you can see intoxicants, he told. So dead things means meat, fish, crabs, all these examples. Intoxicate, that is there, pan and betel nuts. uh, Okay, and tobacco and all these things. And then third example he is giving, third category is spices. So three categories he has given about eating. First was meat eating, second was intoxicants, and third category is spices. Okay, extra spices. Obviously, some spice is always required, but use of extra spices that Bhaktivinoda Thakur has condemned here. Okay, and then what one should do as a solution, then accept prasad, and that also one should not accept too much, not more than or not less than necessary. That is the summary till now. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji, what is hatak?
As far as I understand, that is haritaki. Okay, it's
Achha.
a medicine, but Prabhupada is written as Hataka, but in the original commentary of Bhaktivedanta Thakur, it is mentioned as Haritaki. It's a Ayurvedic medicine. Okay, but it is
Harada.
not to be taken in excess quantity in that form of spice. That's what, sorry, intoxicant. Yeah, so that's what I understand. It's Haritaki.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught us to avoid very palatable dishes even while eating prasadam. If we offer palatable dishes to the deity with the intention of eating such nice food, we are involved in trying to satisfy the demands of the tongue. If we accept the invitation of a rich man with the idea of receiving palatable food, we are also trying to satisfy the demands of tongue. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, Antalila 6.227, it is said, Jivara lalasaye iti uti dhaye Shishanodara Parayana Krishna nahi paye. That person who runs here and there seeking to gratify his palate and one who is always attached to the desires of his stomach and genitals is unable to attain Krishna.
Hmm. Yes. Okay, I think one more slide we will read. Yes, Prabhuji.
Those who suffer from diseases of the stomach must be unable to control the urges of the belly, at least according to the analysis. When we desire to eat more than necessary, we automatically create many inconveniences in life. However, if
Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
observe
Yeah, you continue, continue. Yes,
However, if we observe fasting days like Ekadashi and Janmashtami, we can restrain the demands of the belly. As far as the urges of the genitals are concerned, there are two
yeah, this we
proper.
will retake later, Prabhuji. Just one minute. This will take later. Yeah. So till here, what Prabhupada has quoted from Bhaktivinoda Thakur. So even one takes prasad, in that he has told three things, which you can categorize in your book if you want. First is eating too much prasad. Okay, that was mentioned. That is first category, which is not good. Second is offering tasty food to the deity with the intention to enjoy that. That is second category, which is not good. Okay. First is to taking too much. Second one is taking for one's own enjoyment and using the DT as the offering machine. And third one, he is saying is accept invitation of rich men to enjoy the food what they are going to offer. So these three categories he has condemned. Okay, even if it is prasad. Okay. And what is the advice of Lord Chaitanya that he is given from Chaitanya Charitamrita, the quotation that okay, what one should do, one should not run for gratifying the senses, especially the tongue here. Jivera lalasa. Okay. Yeah. And then what another thing is saying that what is the solution is fasting. So in general, whenever the fasting days are there, we should try to follow the fasting if there are no health concerns like that. Okay. Yeah. So from here, okay, yeah, maybe somebody else can also read, uh, who have good internet and clear voice. Yeah, who Mahadev Prabhu would like to read or who? Okay, 1 minute. Somebody raised hand, just 1 minute. Okay, hand went down. Yes, Mataji, Sangeeta Mataji. Maybe let us give chance to some of them, those who have not interacted till now in class by
Okay.
asking question and all. So let me see. There are many students. Okay, Radha Gopika Mataji, would you like to read? Are you comfortable?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah, so just read from the second last line.
As far as the urges of the genitals are concerned, there are two, proper and improper, or legal and illicit sex. When a man is properly mature, he can marry according to the rules and regulations of the Shastras and use his genitals for begetting nice children. That is
Yeah.
legal and religious. Otherwise, he may adopt many artificial means to satisfy the demands of the genitals, and he may not use any restraint. When one indulges in illicit sex, as defined by the Shastras, either by thinking, planning, talking about, or actually having sexual intercourse, or by satisfying the genitals by artificial means, he is caught in the clutches of Maya. These instructions apply not only to householders but also to Tyagis, or those who are in the renounced order of life. In his book Prema Vivarta, chapter 7, Sri Jagadananda Pandit says,
Okay. So we'll read the translation of this. Yes, please read.
My dear brother, you are in the renounced order of life and should not listen to talk about ordinary worldly things, nor should you talk about worldly things when you meet with others. Do not think of women even in dreams. You have accepted the renounced order of life with a vow that forbids you to associate with women. If you wish to associate with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, you must always remember the incident of Chota Haridas and how he was rejected by the Lord. Do not eat luxurious dishes or dress in fine garments, but always remain humble and serve their lordships, Sri Sri Radha Krishna, in your heart of hearts.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mataji. So now he is explaining about the Upastha Vegam, Bhakti Thakur. So in this, he has told two categories are there. Okay, the urges of genitals, it can be either legal or illicit. So in the legal, he has mentioned that how a legally Krishna conscious person can uh, dovetail for procreating Krishna conscious children, as Prabhupada said. So what are the steps he has told? One can marry according to the Shastric considerations and becoming a Grihastha and be getting good children. And second, which is illegal or illicit, he has told, is which is not sanctioned by scriptures, which includes thinking, planning, talking to opposite gender, like that. Okay, when one is in renounced order. And then he is also saying the reference from where it's drawn. So he is quoting that Chota Haridas incident is there, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us with a, he has given us good lesson that in the renounced order, okay, one should avoid what things talking about worldly subjects. Okay, and talking about women. Okay, these two things he told. Okay, these are the things. Yeah, and then one very important thing, how to control this? One can utilize it for begetting Krishna conscious children. That way, Prabhupada has concluded. Okay. Yes. Somebody else can read now. Uh, okay, Reshma Mataji. Yes, please read.
Hare Krishna. A translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. The conclusion is that one who cannot control these 6 items, speech, mind, anger, tongue, belly, and genitals, is to be called a Swami or Goswami. Swami means master and Goswami means master of the go or senses. When one accepts the renounced order of life, he automatically assumes the title of Swami. This does not mean that he is the master of his family, community, or society. He must be master of his senses. Unless one is master of his senses, he should not be called. Next, please, Prabhuji.
Yeah. He should not be called Goswami but Godas, servant of senses. Yeah. Yeah, please
Following
read.
is following in the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, all Swamis and Goswamis should fully engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. As opposed to this, the Godasas engage in the service of the senses or in the service of the material world. They have no other engagement. Prahlad Maharaj has further described the Godasa as Adantago, which refers to one whose senses are not controlled. An Adantago cannot become a servant of Krishna. In Srimad Bhagavatam 7.5.30, Prahlad Maharaj has said,
Yeah, Shri Prahlad Uvacha Matirna Krishna Paritah Svatova Mitho Abhipadyeta Grihavratanam Adanta Gobhi Vishyatam Tamishram Puna Puna Charvita Charvananam. Yes, please read.
Prahlad replied, for those attached to household life, Griha Vratanam, who enter hell, Vishatam Tamishram, by uncontrolled senses, Adanta Gobhi, and chew what has been chewed already, Puna Puna Charvita Charvananam. Inclination to the Lord, Krishna Mati, does not arise, na abhipadyeta, either by others' influence, parataha, in one's own efforts, swatahava, or by the combination of both, mitha.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji. So now Prabhupada is concluding here. So as you see, conclusion he is giving. So he has told 2 3 points, important points. First is defining what is Goswami. And he's saying Go means senses, Swami means master. So he is saying what it is not. It is not master of his family or community, but master of senses. That is one important point. And then opposite of that, he is saying Godas, who is servant of the senses. So I think all of us have seen that chariot example. Correct. That 5 senses are the horses. Correct. And then there is a rain, which is the mind. And then there is charioteer, chariot driver, which is the sense of sight. And then we understand that the person who can control where the horses go, so that person is senses. And when the horses start controlling where the person will go, that is Godas. Correct. So here Prabhupada has explained that 2 things. Okay. And then he is quoting from Srimad Bhagavatam. Okay. The same phrase basically go means senses, Adant go, he is referring to. Okay. And that quotation he has given. And that is from Prahlad Maharaj section. So basically he's saying the servant of Krishna following the footsteps of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan. Okay. That is in conclusion. So if you see the preface also, he mentioned these 6 Goswamis, we are followers. If you see the preface, he has mentioned this line. Okay. So in conclusion, he is saying basically Krishna consciousness is the principle which is to be followed to control all the senses like that. Okay. So we have completed this part. If there are any questions, we can take on this, what we discussed.
Prabhuji, at one place, Prabhupada writes about like was it truthfulness uh, in the Vachuvegam. So Prabhupada says avowedly truthful. So what is avowedly truthful?
Where it comes from? In the beginning, you are saying?
In the beginning, in the beginning.
I think I can, yeah, we can see dictionary. I don't know the exact
About
word meaning. Just searching where it comes. Yeah, somebody can see it in the dictionary. What the meaning? Where it
about
comes?
Taking the vow of truthfulness.
Taking the vow of truthfulness. Okay.
openly acknowledged or declared.
Openly acknowledge or declared. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, what is the question, Roji?
That what I was saying. Like asking that what is avowedly truthful. Like,
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, yeah. I think means more of commitment. I think. Yeah. If somebody has taken a commitment, then he should try to fulfill to best of
yeah.
his possibility. I think that's what he is mentioning. Yeah. Okay. Not getting in what context Prabhupada written. Where is that word coming? Okay.
Next to this,
Well.
few more slides ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, here this one. In charity, by giving up
Hmm.
one's position in charity, by being avowedly truthful.
Yeah. 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 Correct. Wow. Yeah.
Prabhupada was
Related to the
talking
word
about
vow. Yeah. Vow.
tapasya Prabhuji in that
Somebody has taken a
context.
vow to give in charity. So he fulfills that vow. VOW. That is the word. Yeah. Yes, bro. Generally meant for grihasthas. Their yeah, it's a charity is their important part of devotional service. So they yeah, fulfill it. Yeah, correct. Okay. Yeah. Anybody else has any question on what we discussed?
Prabhuji, I just wanted to
Yes, Prabhuji.
my understanding. Initially, I was a little bit confused that why the Prabhupada has given this atonement description. But later I understand that he, his actual real atonement is nothing but that to follow the Krishna consciousness very strictly and regularly. That is a real atonement, and which will help to to overcome this sloka, means this to control these urges. Is it correct, my understanding?
Yes, Prabhuji. Basically, bringing out the point of tapasya from Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Tapasya.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So that tapasya Prabhupada is taking from sixth canto. Sukadeva Goswami has mentioned. So that's why he's connecting. Yeah. And what is that tapasya? That is Krishna consciousness. So various examples are like fasting, eating only prasad, all these things are tapasya. As such, it is not tapasya. Matlab, taking prasad is not a tapasya. We make very good prasad. Yeah. I don't think it is in ISKCON at least. Yeah. Yeah. Does that answer, Prabhuji?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Anybody has any question from this whole purport? Otherwise, we'll just summarize the whole purport and then conclude.
Prabhuji, one question:
Huh.
how to refrain from going into extremes by reading after reading these purports?
Hmm. Yeah. Extremes. You can elaborate a little more. Question is which what in what
Extremes
context?
means like because here it is written about like controlling.
Huh.
So generally with me it happens that when I read these purports, I go too much into austerity mood and too much controlling,
Huh.
and then it again I realize that it is not out of naturally it is coming. It is coming because of suppressions like artificially like becoming trying to become yogi kind of thing.
Huh.
So how do we identify that we are taking it gradually and not just by artificially suppressing our desires and uh, urges?
Hmm. Yeah. I think we discussed yesterday also. Anukulasya sankalpa and pratikulasya varjanam. So we don't have to think too much about this austerity and these things because these are like one to enter into bhakti. But main things will start from the second shloka where one will understand what is anukul, what is pratikul, and one has to do that. Accept what is favorable for Krishna consciousness and reject that is not favorable. So with that principle, you can see this first verse. Okay. So for somebody accepting little prasad may be good, somebody it may be more. Like yeah, Bhima would take more prasad. He would take equivalent to the other four Pandavas. So it's different person to person. So you have to see what is favorable to oneself and what is not. To what extent one need to be having this austerity. Controlling of senses everybody has to do, but to what extent for different person it may be different. But surely it should not go into the zone of breaking four relative principles. Okay, there is something minimum and there is maximum also, like set by Raghunath Das Goswami, which one should not directly imitate. Okay, so somewhere in between, one can choose his as per his level of advancement. So the more one is advanced, the more he can be detached from the sense gratification, and then gradually the needs of body also. Like Parikshit Maharaj was at the stage, a very high stage of prema called rag. So he could avoid drinking and eating both. But we cannot do like that. So we may get hungry even while during the class or during Bhagavatam classes, whatever, during spiritual activity. But Parikshit Maharaj was very advanced. He could do. We don't have to imitate them, but we should do whatever is anukul and for our bhakti. Bhakti means basically 9 limbs of bhakti should be the main goal. That is happening or not.
Yeah.
That is not very
Thank you.
important. Yeah, accepting prasad and then coming for class or after class accepting prasad. Prasadam is not important, but taking attending the class is important. That's what is the focus.
Yeah.
Okay, focus is never to control, go too much into controlling the senses, but focus is performing Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pad Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Sakhyam, Atma, Nivedanam. That is the focus.
Yeah. Thank you,
Control
Prabhu.
automatically will happen.
Yes.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you, Prabhu.
Okay. Anybody else has any question on this verse? What we discussed till now? Okay, then we will just summarize the whole verse and conclude. So, in the purport, Prabhupada started. Okay, so before we do the purport, see, we have discussed Bhaktivinoda Thakur's categorization. So first I will tell purport. So what is the categorization? The first category is of the speech. In the speech, the example is Vacho Vegam. Then second category is mind. In that there is uh, Mana Vegam and Krodha Vegam, both come. Okay. So what is the Vacho Vegam? The Prabhupada has mentioned two important points in that: mundane talk, mundane books, in short. Okay. And then what is Mana Vegam? That is unrestricted attachment. And Krodha Vegam is what? When one is frustrated because of unfulfillment of the material desire, that is anger. So this is about speech and mind. And third category is what? Body. In that there are three Vegas: Jiva, Udara, and Upastha. What is Jiva Vegam? In short, it is urge of the tongue or eat more, even prasad. Okay. And then Udara Vega is demands of the belly, and Upastha Vegam is agitation of genitals, which three are in one line. Okay. And what is solution for each one? In short, so Vacho Vegam solution is speak Krishna Katha. What is solution for Mana Vegam? Think of Krishna. So we can remember that very important shloka is there. I forgot to tell. So Kulashekar Maharaj actually he has told about this. So he says that how in this book Mukundamala Stotra. So there he says that the mind can be controlled. Savaya Manaha Krishna Padaravindayo Vachamsi Vaikunta Gunanu Varnane. So he gives all the senses how they can be engaged into the 9 limbs of bhakti. Okay. So different things, different. So you can maybe note down and read that verse later. Savai Krishna Mana Padaravindayo Vacham Sivaikuntha Gunanu Varnane. Okay. So that shloka you can see. Really helpful. So that is about mind, controlling the mind. And then anger. He says that anger can be controlled by utilizing it in Krishna's service. So three examples Prabhupada gave. So he gave the example of Hanuman and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu punishing or becoming angry on Jagamadai, Hanuman burning Lanka, and Arjuna. Okay, Arjuna, he became angry and fought the Kurukshetra war like that. So that was about anger. And then Jiva Vega. Okay, so for Jiva Vega, Prabhupada said the solution is eat only prasadam. And Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur added in that one should not eat too much prasad also, and is that one should not make arrangements for offering palatable dishes of his own choice to deities. Okay. And then third thing he told, one should not accept invitations of rich person for these purposes of enjoying. Okay, like that. And then other thing is fasting. Okay, so fasting is another solution which one can have. Yeah, and then the urges of the body, that is uh, Udara Vegam, Jiva Vegam we discussed. Udara Vegam, that is demands of the belly. So that also Prabhupada said, when the urge of the tongue is controlled, the belly also is controlled. Okay, like that. Yeah. And then last one is Upastha Vega. So there, Prabhupada and Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur both have told that there are two categories. One is legal way of dovetailing this urge is by marrying in Krishna consciousness, and illicit ways, even though or sex outside marriage. That also Prabhupada has condemned other places that to be illicit. Okay, and for renunciates any kind of association with opposite gender, like that. Okay, so thinking, talking, planning, like these things. So Ashta, 8 activities told by Yajna that Prabhupada quoted. Okay, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also has told the incident of Chota Haridas. So in summary, Prabhupada has told this, and at the end, obviously, Prabhupada explained about the definition of Goswami and Go Das. So servant of the senses and the master of the senses. Okay. So he quoted from Padma Puran, that last verse, that in spite of hearing the astonishing glory of the holy name, one who maintains a bodily consumption, basically that verse. And then Prahlad Maharaj's prayers. Ad Antago Vishtam Tamishram. So these are the various points of this purport. Okay, some hand was raised. Yeah, you have any question, Proji? Balraj Pro?
Hare Krishna Guruji. Actually, I'm able to see from the phone, but I'm speaking to my wife's phone now because I'm not able to hear properly. I had two questions basically, Guruji. You talked about, I did not catch one of the sessions that you talked about. You were talking that Vegam word is associated in the shloka, like for Vacho, and for Manasa it is not associated, but for Krodha it is associated, Shivya it is associated, Udar, because it is. So is there any connection, like why Manasa and Udara, the Vegam word is not associated, like followed?
Yeah. Okay. Is my voice coming? It's breaking or it's okay?
Was not able to catch.
Okay. Yeah. So are you able to hear my voice?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yes,
Yeah.
Prabhuji, for others it
Yeah.
is coming.
Yeah. So basically, what I was trying to say there is a nyaya, basically logic. What it is, Kaka Akshi Nyaya. Okay, I will write in the chat box. Okay, that logic is there. So that says that mm, okay. Okay. So it is a maxim, basically, a maxim that maybe you can see it later. Maxim. So it says that yeah, the eye is of the crow has only one eye. Okay. So the two eyeball, basically one eyeball only. Eyes are two, but the crow at a time can see through only one eyeball. So the one eye only it has to see from the left or right. Both the sides it cannot see together. Okay. So that nyaya is used here to explain that even though there is only one word Vega, but that same is utilized for mana also and udar also. Okay, so that acharyas have explained that logic here what Rupa Goswami has used. So even though you may not see 6 times Vega word, but it's associated with all. Okay, that is the answer, Prabhuji. Is it okay?
Oh, yeah, yes, Prabhuji, understood. And Prabhuji,
Yeah.
the second question that I had is, so if you see the end of the end line of the instruction that's given, so we're talking about the person who is actually having all these qualities can make disciples all over the world. So if I understand, or with my limited capacity of understanding, so we are actually mentioning the qualifications of a guru over here.
Qualifications of guru.
Yeah,
No,
so in a way, no, right?
no. This is not qualification of guru. Okay, guru's qualifications are mentioned in Bhagavatam. Okay, so that is a different topic. But
That's a different.
yeah, this is not the qualification. You have to understand the context of this verse. Okay, context of this verse was Jiva Goswami has spoken this for overcoming his tendency to debate.
Debate with, yeah.
So it's not in that context that a person is being glorified to accept Guru if he has only this qualification. That is a wrong application of this verse. Even though verse
Okay.
seems like that. But if you don't understand the context of the verse, then you may use it like that. But if you see the commentaries, they are saying that this is not even Krishna consciousness principle. This is
Correct,
just
yeah.
something required to start Krishna consciousness. It's prerequisite kind of thing. Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's
entering
not
into
qualification of
Bhakti.
guru. But if somebody is a guru, he will surely have these things. Okay, why? Because he has already accepted the process of Krishna consciousness and he is using these urges in the Krishna conscious way. Like that. Okay. So this is not sufficient qualification, but necessary. Sufficient, but not necessary.
Yes,
Sorry,
Prabhuji.
necessary, but not sufficient. Sorry.
Necessary but not.
Yes, necessary, but not sufficient. Correct. Okay.
Understood.
Yes, Vijay. So, anybody else has any question? Okay. So now next time onwards, we will do one shloka in each class like we did today. So next time onwards, it will take one class for each shloka and then we'll cover this whole thing. Okay. And if there are any questions, extra question we can take after 1 o'clock. Okay. So Anish bro, is it okay? We'll do like that. And in 15 minutes, we can do initial revision or question answer, whatever.
Yes, so as you wish, as you wish, you can do it.
Yeah, 15 minutes. And then if it is going beyond 15 minutes, just remind me. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So thank you very much all devotees for joining. So we will meet again next Saturday, same time, 11 o'clock. Shila Prabhupada ki jai, Shila Rupa Goswami Pad ki jai, Shri Udeshamritam ki jai. Hare Krishna.